What is up, guys? It is Samool here, and today we have a pretty amazing announcement actually. This is kind of unprecedented with SMILEGATE. They reacted very quickly, and it's in regards to the Awaken Potential update. And basically, they're saying they're sorry, they want to extend their sincere apologies for any inconvenience and confusion stemming from the recent Awaken Potential update preview, and that they've been monitoring our feedback. I'm sure they saw all the feedback on Reddit. Pretty much every single content creator has been talking about it as well, because the biggest problem with this is one, just having dupes in the game is a problem anyways, and they're seeing how memory imprint levels impact the game. They know that it's valid. So basically what they're doing is instead of giving new units that come out the imprint levels that will give them extra abilities, they're only going to be adding it to old heroes that actually are struggling in the current meta. And I think that is a step in the right direction. Honestly, I think it's still not a great change for the game. I'd rather have buffs to old heroes, but I guess by not having it to new units, we won't actually have a situation like Ocean Breeze Luca or Lethe where you're kind of pulling for dupes on a new banner in only 2 weeks and spending a lot of bookmarks. So they're saying that they're only going to be using this on the on the old units that are in the game and not using it on the new units. So you can see, thus we will focus more on implementing Awakened Potential on existing heroes instead of new heroes regardless of their starting grade. So I'm not sure if this is completely true that they're not going to do it on new heroes at all, because they say we will focus more. So I'm not sure if that means they're just going to put Awakened Potential changes on 4 old heroes and then 1 new hero or something like that. So hopefully that they don't do that, because I think this change would be very bad if it actually implemented on new heroes. And for people who are unfamiliar and want a quick update, basically this new Awakened Potential system, it's kind of like a 7-star system honestly, because this Awakened Potential is like an extra awakening that uses a different currency and also more mats, more catalysts, and it'll give you more bonus stats, and will actually also give you just cool stuff that will actually help your unit that it is struggling in the current meta. So if you look at Crow here, if we look at this is the regular awakenings, right, as per usual. If we look at the Awakened Potential, he really struggles to actually be built on high speed and high effect resist, because he needs to be bulky to survive enough to do his S3. So they're giving him more speed in his Awakened Potential, 6 speed total. Also with the exclusive equipment that just came out for him, he's getting even more speed. Also, you're getting more effect resist, so a ton of free stats. And the biggest thing though is the Potential Blossom. So Awakened Potential is cool, but Potential Blossom is the biggest issue here, because Potential Blossom, you see at different memory imprint levels, it will actually give you effects. So some of them will be flat stat increases, but at the B rank, which is the first imprint, and at the SSS rank, which is the last imprint level, you're gonna see you're getting pretty powerful effects. For SSS, you're getting that increased barrier strength on your S3. Pretty strong, but not the end of the world. But at 1 imprint at B, you're gonna see you're actually getting at the start of battle escort for 1 turn, rather than having to wait for 1 turn to get that escort. So very similar to SC Airwell, and that's a pretty big deal. I think Crow, with the Potential Blossom, you're gonna feel a huge difference when you don't have him on the B imprint, because for the first turn, if you don't have escort, you're gonna be missing out on a lot of mitigation, right? So yeah, very important change to the game. But the way they're wording it, honestly, I'm not too sure if this Awakened Potential is tied together with this Potential Blossom. They're kind of just, directly saying Awakened Potential, but not really mentioning the Potential Blossom. But because they're talking about how memory imprint levels impact game balance, I'm assuming that the Awakened Potential system is tied in with the Potential Balance, or Potential Blossom, sorry. So hopefully this means these OP effects won't be added on to new units, because honestly these effects should be in the new units kits anyways, and I think this being a system to actually buff old units is okay in theory. But yeah, you can see these memory shards, which can be obtained to actually upgrade these units' memory imprint levels that can be acquired in game, can only be acquired pretty much once every month for a unit, so 1 memory imprint extra per month. So I'm not too sure if that's enough for now. I think that what they're trying to do is trying to monetize by putting these memory shards into packs, which is a pretty bad idea for the game. But hopefully they don't do anything game breaking. From what it looks like with Crow so far, this B imprint is still pretty good, but hopefully the SSS imprints aren't that great. I think having just the B imprint to be decent enough is an okay change, because a lot of late game players already have a lot of their units imprinted, at least 1 copy. But the big thing is for new players, right? Like, what does this mean for new players? And I think what SMILEGATE needs to realize is, even if they only plan to do this like awaken potential for new units, for old units, it's still the same problem for new players, right? They're gonna have to catch up on all of this. They're going to have these units that don't even have memory imprints when they first pull for them on the banner, and they're gonna be pretty much having this unit that's not at their full potential. So I think this is a very big problem still. I don't really think this is the best way to tackle it, but I guess it's better than before. And I think this is what SMILEGATE usually does, right? They have like a new patch that has very, very bad ideas that everyone's against, and they lessen it a little bit. They say, oh, we listened to you guys, so we'll be changing it a little bit to make it better for you guys just by a slight amount. And then they think it'll appease the community, which it honestly does most of the time, as we saw with Lethe and Ocean Breeze Luca's side stories. And I think it'll be okay, but I think, you know, if we really want this to change, we need to actually band together and talk about this more, because even though they did make it better by not having this apply to new units, it being on old units will hurt new players a lot, and new players are very important to this game. Otherwise, you know, the game gets very stale and there's not really a push for too much new content that helps, you know, with the longevity of the game, honestly. And also because even if you play in the late game, you don't really have a lot of these awakenings or these memory imprints unlocked in a lot of units. And what if like one is super broken for unit and you don't have that many memory imprints for it? Then you're going to be very, very pissed off, right? So I think, you know, this is a good step in the right direction because they've replied very quickly. But hopefully they actually, you know, kind of reconsider this memory imprint thing. I think they should give way, if they actually go through this, these memory shards should be available way more often. Like, I'd even say to the point where it's like once a week for transmit stones, like silver transmit stones, because like if you think about it, if you don't have any imprints on top of this crow, you need to wait 5 months to get the full effect, which is insane. And of course you're gonna pull other 5-stars along the way, but what are the chances that one of those 5-stars are going to be crow dupes? Very low. And if you have a unit that you really want to build, you're going to have to use a lot of your memory shards, or even wait for their banner to rerun and pull for them on that banner, which is very bad. Also, if this goes on to collab units and limited units and even moonlight units, it's just going to make the situation a lot worse. So yeah, even with these changes, let me know what you guys think down below. I just want to talk about how SMILEGATE did listen to our feedback, and they're saying that they are going to be constantly reviewing and implementing improvements to alleviate the challenges and pressures associated with hero growth. But this awakened potential actually makes hero growth harder and more difficult, so I think we need to really let them know even more that even though this is a good change in the right direction, it's still not enough, honestly. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys actually think about this situation. Some people were saying I'm like overreacting, we get like slates and stuff like that. Like, yes, sure, we get slates are like once every 2-3 months, keep that in mind. And also, like, I'm not even like complaining and say it's like, I just think it's a really bad idea for the future of the game. I don't really care too much about this for me personally, but I'm thinking about this in the scope of the general population because I don't want this game to die. I really love this game and I really want it to succeed. So that's kind of why I'm talking about it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys actually think about this, and I'll see you guys next video.